Hello everyone. Now today we're going to be carrying on our robot project by making these recycled robots, okay? And to make these you can use any recycled materials around your house. If you have a look at my robot here, I have used bits of cardboard, I have used some old plates, some bowls from the bathroom, I've used some plastic cups, I've got an old cereal box, I've got some Q-tips that we use in the bathroom, I have some buttons, some old sponge, and the other things that you will need for this project, if possible some silver foil, but you don't need to use that. You might want to use paint. I've got a squeezy pot of glue, which is always handy, so the liquid glue is good, but that's not necessary either. And some sellotape for sticking your robot together. Okay, so let me move this robot out of the way so we can get started. Now, if you don't have any old boxes or equipment like that, what you can do is make a paper version robot a bit like this. And to do that, what you would need to do is to take some pieces of paper, you can use white paper if that's what you've got, and to lay them out into the shape of your robot. So let me show you. I would put the head here, I would then add the body. So I would glue those together, just there. Then you could cut a piece of paper into two to make the arms and to make the legs as well. And then you can add all the different features just as if you were using the junk modelling. Okay, so that's another option if you don't have any boxes or things to make a 3D robot with. Okay, so let's get started. Now what I'm going to do, it depends on what equipment you have, is how you go about best making your robot today. But I'm going to show you a few different techniques for putting your robot together. Okay, so I'm going to start with a box. Now the box is going to be the robot's body. So the first thing I will do is fold out the ends, and I will take my sellotape. So my sellotape, now you may need a little bit of help to find the end of the sellotape. It's always a little bit tricky. Now what's really a really good idea is when you start using the sellotape is to just break a bit off like that and then just put it at the side to use later. So I'm going to just put it on the side of my box for now, and I'm going to cut myself lots of pieces of sellotape, and then I don't have to stop the job of sticking my robot together. I have all my sellotape ready. So what I will do, instead of putting it on the box, I'll put it on the side of this roll, and then when I need a piece, I can just take it straight away. Okay? So I have my sellotape ready to go, and now I can start folding up the ends. So I'm going to put the sides in, just like that, and then take my sellotape and just lay it across to stick down the two sides. And then I'm going to put another piece on to keep it nice and strong, and make sure the sellotape lays nice and flat. Then turn over and do exactly the same on the other side. Okay, now as I say, this is going to be the robot's body. So I'm going to put the box in the middle of my piece of paper. I'm going to lay everything out on a large piece of paper. I think I'm going to use a paper plate for the head. You could use a box. I'm going to use these cardboard rolls for his arms. So I'm just going to lay everything out in position, and I'm going to give my robot little feet like this using plastic tubs. Okay, so this is the basic shape of my robot. Get all the bits you're going to use and lay them out to make the shape of your robot. Okay, now I'm going to think about how I'm going to decorate my robot. And I think what I will do is some parts of it I'm going to use some silver foil. So what I will do is move all the parts of the robot's body out of the way, and then I'm going to cover the robot's body in silver foil. So what I'm going to do is take out a really big piece of silver foil and wrap the box inside it. So I'm just going to fold it over the side and then move the box over to wrap the foil right around. Now you want it to stay in place, so I'm going to again take something to put my pieces of sellotape on. Just like that. Now you may need to use scissors to cut your sellotape, and you can use glue if you prefer, but I'm going to use sellotape. I find it easier. So I'm going to just lay some sellotape onto there to keep the foil in place. And then I'm going to turn to one end, and you can see that it's not covered at that end, but I'm just going on one end. It is, there's enough foil to cover that end. So I'm just going to fold in the foil at that end, and I'm going to put down my sellotape to keep it in place. Now this side I'm not going to cover because you won't be able to see it when you've made your robot, so I'm just going to leave that like that. You might want to cover, I think I'm going to cover the feet in foil as well. I'm going to do exactly the same. Take a piece of foil, take the cup, and I want to press, just cover, push the foil into the middle of the pot like that, and there we have a covered foot ready to go. Now I think with the head, I might paint the head. So you can choose any colour you want to paint the head. I might use a nice bright colour to make the face stand out. Okay. I'm not going to show you that now, but you can go ahead and paint. And the arms, I think I will leave brown like that. It's up to you to choose how you decorate your robot. Okay, so once you are happy with all your pieces, you've covered them in paper or foil, you've painted those parts that you want to paint, then what you can do is start to stick those bits into place. Now you can use a glue stick, or you can use what I'm using, liquid glue. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue, lots of glue, all over the part of the plate where it's going to stick onto the paper. Okay, there we go. And then, yeah, you could use a glue stick just as well. And then I'm going to press it down. Now, if you move it, again, it's going to have trouble sticking. So you need to press it down and leave it to stick. Once the glue is dry, it will stick nicely. Okay, then I'm going to glue on the body of the robot. I'm going to go around the edge with my glue. And then I'm going to do lots of glue in the middle as well, because I want it to stick really well. Okay? But please use a glue stick if you would prefer. I'm going to stick it into place. and press down and leave it to dry. I'm then going to sellotape down the arms. So lots of glue again. Press it onto the paper, and I will do the same with the legs and the other arm, but I'll leave you to do that now. Okay? Now, once all of the parts of your robot are in place, it's time now to add the details. Whatever bits and pieces you have to decorate the robot. So, I have used on my robot, I used bottle tops for the eyes, I used paper clips, I used Q-tips, I used silver paper, buttons, little washers, all sorts of things. You use your imaginations and come up with ideas how you're going to decorate your robot. My robot has got lots of buttons and controls on him, and he's got decoration on the arms. So I'm not going to show you very much how to decorate your robot. I want you to use your ideas. But what I do want to do is show you how to stick things onto the robot. Now I'm going to use these bottle tops for the eyes. Now again, you must press it down really, really well and then leave it. All these things that you use to decorate the robot, if you press it down, if you don't press it down, it won't stick. And if you start moving it around, it won't stick. You just need to press it down and then don't touch it again. And it will eventually stick. Even with things, if you wanted to stick this down, you may think it wouldn't stick because it's not a large area. So what I would do is put a big swell of glue onto the top and then just press it down and leave it. Touch it again, it won't stick, but if you leave it, it will. So those are techniques that are good for sticking your robot together. Okay. Now, just as an extra, if you don't have a large piece of card to put your robot on when you're making it, maybe you could use a piece of old newspaper, or you could stick a few sheets of paper together, okay? The card just makes it easier to work on your robot, okay? So I'm going to leave you to have fun, experiment with the materials you've got, and I really can't wait to see your finished robots on Firefly. Bye for now.